Welcome to the Next Level Life podcast with Christine Corcoran. This podcast is made for the powerhouse businesswomen who are ready to ignite their fullest potential. This is where we will dive deep into the mindset breakthroughs and sprinkle in some kick up the butt motivation so you can scale your business with confidence and clarity. Whether you're craving more income, impact, or inspiration, this podcast will be your ultimate resource for all things next level. Listen in as we have authentic conversations with game-changing female entrepreneurs as we reveal the secrets on what it takes to rise and thrive. So go ahead, ignite your inner fire, and let's get you taking massive aligned action. Are you ready to elevate? Let's go. Hey, welcome back to the podcast. Thank you so much for hitting download. If you get value out of these episodes, I would love to hear from you. So feel free to either screenshot your episode and tag me in a story, or if you feel so inclined, I'd love for you to leave a review. It means the world to me, and it also helps me get the message out to more people. And that's what I'm all about. I'm all about making that impact in the world. So it would mean the world to me if you could jump onto whatever app you're listening to this on, scroll down to the bottom to find a section where it says write a review, and then share with me your takeaways. Today, I want to talk to you about restructuring your business for more freedom. It's something that I've been talking a lot about because I feel like I have gotten my business to such a beautiful sweet spot that I wish more people really thought about restructuring their business for more freedom, because it is doable. And the first key thing that it comes back down to is actually your mindset around delivering and serving your clients. Because one of the biggest things that I help my clients with is the people pleasing and the over delivering. And I know why I attract these clients. It's because I used to be there. So I get it. And I know what it feels like. And I know you want to do good work. And I know you want your clients to love what you do. And I know that you want them to rave about you. And you should. That's absolutely what we're here in business and what we're all about. And so when it becomes a problem is when you are working yourself into the ground. You're saying yes to things that you actually should have said no to. And it starts to impact your quality of work. And it starts to impact your mental health. It starts to impact your ability to sleep because you can't actually switch off, and you're not giving yourself the space to actually recharge and to actually do great work and to show up as the best version of yourself. When it starts to impact all of that, that's when you know that you're over delivering. Now, the first things first, when it comes to over delivering, we want to really look at every part of what you're delivering and whether it's necessary. So we want to make sure that we bring it back to, is it gaining the result for the client? Is it doing it in a way that doesn't overwhelm and allows a client to take action on the things that you're setting? Is it actually creating the result that you're looking for? And is it really necessary to over-deliver? Because one, it may be, but there may be a better way to go about it. Or two, you may be undercharging. So you need to actually take on more clients in order for you to survive in business, which means that you are still over-delivering, but you're undercharging. Whereas if you set your pricing correctly and you're charging what you're worth, you may not have to take on as many clients, which means that you could still do great work and earn the same amount of money. So this is what it comes back to. We need to first start with the people pleasing and the over delivering. And so we want to come back to recognizing that the offer, so what the client purchases from you, is an offer, a solution to a problem they have, and that is valuable on its own. So we don't have to prove our worthiness. Once they've invested in it, right? You don't have to prove your worthiness. We need to involve them in the process so that you are delivering on what you say you're going to deliver. But we want to be conscious that you're not just trying to prove your worth. When you're trying to prove your worth, you're going to over-deliver every single time. And that could come from a fear of disappointing people. It could come from if you found like you needed to outsource your approval and validation and worthiness when you were a kid. So if one of your parents parented from a place of you're not good enough, and you are always looking to that parent to be loved and always looking to that parent to get attention and to get their approval, then you're most likely are going to be doing that in everyday relationships now. And so that's where you're looking for external validation. And so we want to work on that so then you're not needing to actually over deliver to get that level of approval. So if you're constantly looking to other people to be like, is this good enough? Is this okay? Are you happy with this? And it's that desperate kind of energy, then that's where we need to start first, because there's no point in trying to increase your prices because you're still going to over deliver, right? So if you've still got that tendency to need that external approval, we could go ahead and actually increase your prices, but you probably then over deliver even more because you'll be like, oh, it's not worth this. I've got to give more, I've got to give. And so we want to actually just heal that wound within you first and work through your need for approval. And then once we are in a better place, that's when we can increase your pricing and you can deliver on your service exactly the way it is, but you're charging correctly. Then we can look at your business model. Then we can look at your business model to determine whether it's actually set up for freedom, because your business model may not be. And so if you're still trading time for money, this is where it becomes a bit of an issue. We need to make sure that you're stepping away from time versus money, and we need to be exchanging money for value. So you want to think about how, if anything within your business is based around time, how can I change that so it's based on value or deliverables rather than time? Because if you're always setting yourself up or always selling time for money, you'll always be chained to your desk, always be chained to your calendar, and not have the space to actually create or do other things within your life or business. And so then we want to think about like systems. We want to think about systems and processes and how you're supporting yourself and making sure that you're spending time doing the most important things in your business, and you're spending time in your zone of genius where you're your most valuable. And so one of my favorite books to look at with this is Buy Back Your Time, and you need to calculate what your buyback rate is. So where you're your most valuable in your business, what you charge for that. And then if there's anything underneath that, so you could possibly outsource, you need to get rid of that off your list, right? Outsource it, because you're much more valuable to be doing the thing that you can charge your chargeback rate at. And so once you start doing that, you start recognizing like, oh, that thing that takes me 20 minutes or an hour, I could actually be serving a client and be charging this instead of actually doing that thing that would cost me $50 to outsource, right? And so you start to look at things a little bit differently and start to buy back your time, so you've got the space to actually work on the most important things in your business. And you need the time. You need the time to work on your business. Otherwise, you'll always be working in it. So if you want more freedom, you've got to think about how you can buy back your time. And your business model will be the key piece of that. Because if you're setting your business model up from the beginning to be one-to-one or time versus money, you'll always be stuck chained to your calendar and chained to your watch. So we want to start shifting that first. And so sometimes it's about expanding your mind about what's possible and a different way to deliver your services and to actually change the way that you do business. Because if that's what's really important to you, having more flexibility and more freedom, then it's about expanding your mind to find new ways to do this. And I just love doing this, because sometimes you don't realize what's available until you start doing the research. So I remember doing this with a client, and she's in an industry that she was like, there's no way I could create an online program or a course or something that actually will serve my clients, because my clients need me, like they buy me. And I was like, yes, keep talking. And then we started to explore it even further. I was like, what they're actually buying from you is peace of mind, and what you think they're buying you for, you can train. So we spoke about building out a different business model that's actually going to serve her, that she can still serve her clients at a really high level and base it on selling peace of mind, not on selling time. And once we did this, it's like shifted her mindset so much that she's now developing this program and she's getting it out to the world. And she's like so excited because it's going to give her back so much time freedom. And then we'll be able to scale that. And at the moment, she just is not scalable, right? It's still selling time for money, and we've got to get out of that. So even though you're thinking, you might be sitting there going, yeah, but Christine, my service, I can't do it. I can't outsource. I'm going to have to hire a bunch of team. And you may, or that may not. Like, it really depends. And I think it's about expanding your mind and starting to look at other ways to think about delivering your service, because just because your service you might think is a one-off, it's not the case. So there's other ways to go about it. So if freedom is important to you and you want to start living your life with more flexibility and freedom, then it's worthwhile considering a new income stream where you could possibly deliver your service in a unique way that doesn't require you to sell time for money. Just saying. Okay, expand your mind. All right, if this is resonating with you and you're like, I don't even know where to start with this, send me a DM, let's chat, because maybe there's some ideas that I could bring to the table that might expand your mind. And secondly, the doors to the Next Level Mastermind closed last week. And if you're listening to this on Monday, the 3rd of October, I have opened up 2 spots. 2 spots. So if this is you and you're like, oh, I'm having FOMO already because I know the door's closed and I was sitting on the fence and I think this might be the right thing for me, then reach out to me. Send me a DM ASAP. It's got to be this week. I'm not going to let anyone else in after this Friday, but only if those 2 spots are still available. So please reach out to me ASAP. Send me a message, send me a DM on Instagram or on Messenger, send me an email, whatever works best for you. Let me know that you have an interest and you want to chat more about it to see whether it's the right fit for you, and I will send you a personalized link. All right, lovely. I hope you have an incredible rest of your week. But if the Next Level Mastermind is for you, don't wait. Send me a message. Let's chat about it to make sure, because you don't want to have FOMO for the next 6 months. All right, lovely. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you soon. Thank you for listening, and if you found any value out of this episode, make sure you hit the follow button so you get access to the episodes as soon as they are live, and make sure you come hang out with me on Instagram. You can find me at @ChristineCorcoran_coach. Have an incredible week.